Greg Ruff along with you, and joining me is Ryan Schmalz, the baseball coach here at Trevecca. And this purpose of this interview is to talk about the preseason GMAC rankings, and you guys have come out as the preseason favorite. You guys are also getting some national attention in the polls in your first year with eligibility to go beyond the conference tournament. Just talk about that and how you're approaching that with the team.
You know, it's nice to get ranked. You know, a couple different places have us ranked, and you know, it's nice to get some respect from the rest of the conference, pick to win it. But really, on a day-to-day basis, it means absolutely nothing to us. You know, it's not always the best team that wins. It's the team that plays the best that day. You know, and we know in this conference we have to, you know, go out and play our best every day, and hopefully that's enough to win. But you know, it doesn't change the way we're prepared. It doesn't change who we are. You know, it means nothing. You know, preseason polls will be over after the first week. You know, and be somebody else ranked, and you know, that's all it means to us.
One of the things I know as a coach, coaches like to talk about their players, but also it's a team game. And baseball, of all sports, is right there with the team games. But you have three guys that are preseason All-American. That's what you feel good about them and for them.
It does. I mean, those guys had tremendous years last year. Hunter Newman, Tyler Tishner, and Mike Purcell. It's nice to get those guys some preseason accolades, but they're not resting on their laurels at all. I mean, they're hungry. They're working exceptionally hard this year, and you know, they're not only trying to match their season last year, they're trying to get better day in and day out, and I have no doubt that they will.
Talk about your pitching staff just a little bit. What do you bring back? What are you adding? And just kind of give people a scouting report. Not too much, but a little bit.
The couple guys, you know, starters coming back, Mike Purcell and John Bolton will kind of be two anchors starting for us. And then, you know, a couple question marks we have is Mason Dunn and Brian Smith, both coming back from surgeries, you know, and they're both ahead of schedule in the recovery process and have thrown live to hitters. You know, exactly how fast they come back and how much they're able to help us, especially at the beginning of the season, will have a huge impact on the roles of other guys on our pitching staff also. We'll also have to depend on a handful of freshmen, you know, that have come in and have done an exceptional job early in the season and you know, in the fall season. But that doesn't mean much, you know, when you play somebody else for grills in the, you know, in the other dugout wearing a different uniform. That changes things, you know, and so we'll see how those guys step up and how they perform once we get underway.
I know that you would want to also talk about the batting lineup, the fielders that are coming in. You guys lost some pretty key guys in that area, but you also have some guys that can set the table and bring them in too. Yeah,
we did. We lost a lot. You know, two guys in particular. You know, Nick Howell had an unbelievable year last year, and Luke Fennell behind the plate was right in the middle of our lineup. But you know, I feel like we've replaced those guys, you know, in the recruiting process, and you know, hopefully, even though we lost two key ingredients, hopefully as a whole, our offense will be better. We got guys that can really run, are athletic. We got some guys in the middle of the lineup that can drive in some runs, and up and down the lineup, I don't think we have an easy out, you know, and I think we can really put pressure on other teams that way. But yeah, those two guys we lost in there are going to be really tough to replace.
We have the roster, or not the roster, but the schedules up there. You guys have a pretty good schedule, and you start off with USC Aiken, and then Maryville University of St. Louis comes in. Just talk about your schedule a little bit, how you set that up.
Well, we set it up hopefully to put ourselves in the best position possible to get into a regional. With our conference, we can't get an automatic bid this year. We have to get an at-large. And so in order to do that, we have to play a really tough schedule. And so we're playing several teams that are either ranked or receiving votes. USC Aiken, Montevallo, Huntsville, North Alabama's always good. Playing defending national champions twice in Southern Indiana. And Grand Valley State's coming down. I mean, it's a really, really good schedule, and that's by design. You know, if we want to be one of the best teams in the country, we have to measure ourselves against those teams that have established themselves as the best in the country, and we haven't done that yet. And so this is the first chance we've really gotten a chance to do that, and it's a tough schedule, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
You have I'm pretty fond of your staff. You have a really nice. Let's talk about them a little bit and what they contribute for you.
They, you know, they're assistant coaches are oftentimes some of the most underappreciated people in an entire athletic department, and those guys work tirelessly on the road recruiting, making phone calls, developing players within our program. They do a terrific job. They're passionate about that. They love the recruiting, they love the development, they love the relationships, and just how they connect with the guys and build a family that we're trying to create is probably the most valuable thing. I mean, they not only care about making our team better, but they care about the players, you know, as a person, you know, and preparing them for life after baseball as well. And Luke, Nay, Mark, Chad, yeah, they do a terrific job, you know, day in and day out, and they work extremely hard.
He's Ryan Schmalz. It's baseball season. February 6th, the Trojans get started at USC Aiken, and they start at home on February 13th with Maryville University at St. Louis. Thank you for watching.